Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our holiday season show. We're beginning the holiday season. We just had Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a lovely Thanksgiving. If even if it was to volunteer at a soup kitchen, or if it was being a guest at a friend's house, or if it was family oriented. Speaking of family, am going to be in Vermont for Christmas, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to be staying at my sister's house, who lives in a little farmhouse in rural Vermont. And I live in Florida most of the time. It was 80 degrees today. Uh, it's going to be a big change. The reason I'm saying that is because during that week, if anybody lives in Vermont, and would like an in-person reading with me, I sent out something in my newsletter today about this. If you're not on my newsletter, you might want to join my newsletter so that you keep abreast of all of my activities, including these fun little things I come up with from time to time. To join my mailing list, just go to the website for the show, which is spiritmediumtv.com, spiritmediumtv.com. Laura, Spirit Medium Laura is my homepage, which is okay, but for the show, it's spiritmediumtv.com, which redirects to a page on my website dedicated to the show. And there on the sidebar, right now it's on the left sidebar. Sometimes my sidebar could be on the right, but on a sidebar, you want to enter your name in the form that says join mailing list here. And you will be kept apprised of everything that I'm doing. And so let me continue with the Vermont idea. So if you do live in Vermont, you want in person with me, I will be offering readings at 50% off. Some information on that. If you want to email me, that's Laura at spiritmediumlaura.com will allow you to email me about that as well. And I am going to be doing a haunted house tour one of the days. Right now it's set up for the 20th of December. I will go on site to a location called the Eddy House, EDDY, which is now a ski lodge. But it has quite the story behind it of this family where the children were so psychic that it was scary to the father, and he regularly beat them up about it, and they were abused. And later on, they did return to the house and did seances from the house. So I'm going to do a little bit of paranormal investigation of the location and then do some readings online. Not sure how I'm going to do the readings, probably through the radio show with also right now there's a live video feed on spiritmediumtv.com of me in front of a camera. So I'll probably have that still going on. It's either that or else I'm going to do a Facebook Live. So again, if you're not on my mailing list and you want to keep aware of these things, you probably need to join the mailing list, which you can do at spiritmediumtv.com, because I might start doing more Facebook Lives. Okay, I start doing that and might even replace Blog Talk with that. Who knows? Although I do like Blog Talk. It's convenient and I've gotten used to it and it works pretty well. But speaking of Blog Talk Radio and me working well, there have been times when I've lost connection during the show because I live in Florida, and quite often our internet service provider just randomly starts to change things and you can't get on the internet. So if I do get knocked off or whatever, for whatever reason, I always will call in again. So not to worry, just hang out and I will find another way to crawl my way back to you. Because I commit 1 hour a week to this. And if I say I'm going to be here, I'm going to do everything in my power to be here. So you heard a few things about that website, spiritmediumtv.com. One is you could join the mailing list there. 2 is you can watch the show live there. 3 is you can make a donation and jump to the top of the queue. I do have a person who's still not called in who's made a donation. That would be Roberta B. She was on the show last week and we did a wonderful connection to her mother, which the messages were so outstanding. and very personal for her. Very, very appropriate that time. So she'll be calling in soon. She will jump to the top of the queue. So that's how I prioritize the callers. Those of other side connections go first. Roberta would have one. She made a donation, so she'll probably be first. But Pam, who's waiting in the queue, is also looking for other side connection. So she'll go early on. And then after that, I get to other callers who've made donations or who've jumped into the webinar. If you jump into the webinar, which you can do at step 3 on spiritmediumtv.com, there's a word that says here. You can join the webinar here. If you click on that, you'll come into the webinar, which is always a wild treat. It's fun for me. It's fun for everybody. And it's more fun for you. And you do get popped up in the queue. So just keep that in mind, spiritmediumtv.com. And step 3 is how to join the webinar live. Yes, you could do that. What else? Oh, very important. Get a sale on a private session with me is described there. I believe it's item 4. Let me see what items. I'm not talking off the. Yeah, item 4. I call it the 1, 2, 3. 1 to 3. You get 1/3 more time than that for which you pay if you put radio show as the event code when you're booking your appointment here. So that is described item 3 on spiritmediumtv.com. All right, so we got a couple of things covered, most important things. If you are making a donation, I'll check right before I go to the phone lines. Right now, I'm going to go to the focus subject, which is all about how to discover what you really, really want. You know, now you might be thinking to yourself, I know what I want. I want this or I want that, right? But there's 2 reasons to discover what you really want. Okay, the first one is to get what you really want, because quite often we're asking for things that we don't really want. We've hypnotized ourselves through fear to think we should want it. And so if we're trying to use FRF as prayer or Law Action Affirmations board, and it's not common to you. One of the biggest reasons, which I don't hear anybody else yapping about, is that you're asking for an ego-driven goal to compensate for something that you are fearful of not having or a lack within yourself. Whatever it is, it's a fear-based desire, a fear-based goal, not a desire. It's from the ego. So how to discover what you really want means discover what your soul is wanting with you. That would have a love aspect to it, a passion behind it, and would be on your path. And so spirit would work with you. So when you do the things that you normally do to attain goals, which is focus on it, perhaps visualize it, perhaps use affirmations, perhaps create a vision board and focus on it, perhaps pray to attain it. If you're focusing on what you truly, really, 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 really want from a soul level, Spirit's going to help you. Okay? So if you haven't attained goals you want, or it feels like you're really trying to push everything yourself, like an uphill battle, it's probably because you're working from fear and not from what you really want, which is a soul level goal. Now, y'all may be thinking to yourself, well, that's all really nice and fine, Miss Laura. But how the heck do I know the difference? How do I know if it's ego? How do I know if it's fear-based? Well, just so happens, Spirit has channeled to me of late, in the last 2 months or so, this idea of the Joy, J-O-Y, secret, which is a system for attaining what you want, first learning what you want, and then getting it. It's really easy. And all this, by the way, is described in an article on my website called How to Discover What You Really Want. If you went to spiritmediumtv.com, you'd see it on the left under blog posts. You'd see it on the sidebar under blog posts. Again, the sidebar can move from side to side depending on what template I'm using. So just keep in mind it's on the sidebar. And if you're listening to this at a future point in time, you just simply need to search for how to discover what you really want, and this article will come up. And the following steps I'm about to reveal to you would be there. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because it's all in the article. But basically, JOY stands for 3 steps. It stands for the idea of joy, right? First of all, because we all want to live in joy. We all want to have joy. Yeah, give me some joy. But it also stands for as an acronym for just open you, what you really want. And it stands for the actual steps. The J stands for joy journaling. Journal every day about what you really want. There's nothing better than journaling to kind of get rid of the superficial layers of consciousness and go to a deeper level. Something about journaling lets you do that. The O stands for open what you want. And you can also amp it up, open the amps, I call it. Amp stands for the affirmation, the mantra, the prayer, and the steps. So once you know what you want, then you open the amps. The amps is to amplify it. And you amplify it through an affirmation. So let's say that you weren't sure what you really wanted. You started a journal. You say, gosh darn it, I really, 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 really want to have an exciting career in the media. Okay, maybe you don't know exactly how it would take, but you're really attracted to the media. So your affirmation is, I am enjoying an exciting career in the media right now. Your mantra, which is a shortened version of the affirmation, which you can use during meditation or during mindful activities like walking or cleaning or what have you. The mantra would be, I am media, or am media, or employed media, media job, something like that. Really simple, 2 words. Media job would be a good one. The prayer would be when you get that feeling like you're discouraged or you just really, really want it. Every now and then, you know how our feelings are, they go up and down. Every now and then you might really, 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 really feel that ache for what you want. You just look up to the sky and say, dear God, please provide me this work that is fulfilling to me at the deepest soul level possible. However you want to say a prayer, but that's your prayer. And then after you've done those 3 things, you're going to be led, and those are your steps. So you may get, maybe do that in advance. You that's a little and so may start doing to do. So that's what your steps are. Nothing. It's very important to take steps after you set the energy. Because steps will help the flow go. Steps get everything moving faster. And then the why of the word joy, as the steps go, is your life unfolds, your purpose unfolds, you open up, you unfold, and joy becomes your theme. So take a look at the article, take a look at the whole idea of joy in your life and getting what you really want, and think about that. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? How to discover what you really want is the magical elixir to getting what you really want. If you're going after goals that have no soul to them, have no depth to them, have no real passion behind them, they're only coming from fear that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve, or whatever it is, you're not gonna really get what you want. So pay attention to what you really want. I'm going to do a little channeling, a group message, and then we'll get to the phone lines. Okay, so, first I need to do the little induction. So we're going to do a little meditation, prayer, energy connection, and we're all going to be connected psychically. And then I will do a channel message. It just takes a few seconds, really. And then I go to the phone lines. Okay. So everybody listening, if you would please sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to focus on your breath from your abdominal area. Breathing in deeply and exhaling, allowing yourself to gently and lightly unfold and open up to spirit. As you continue to breathe abdominally and you're wanting an other side connection, please ask that your loved one or loved ones join you now. If you are wanting an answer to a life question, focus on that question now, asking God to provide for you an answer during the show or or whenever it may come. While you do that, I'm going to go off and do the prayer. I'll be back in a millisecond. And now, on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into the space around you your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Good. 1 second while I make a connection to the spirit entities. We are here. We are the ones. And we have spoken with you before. Each and every one of you is an extremely special person. None of you are ordinary in any way. If you would only keep this at the top of your mind every day, you would understand more how important your actions are, how truly integral you are to everyone and everything else. Each of you plays an important role in the universal consciousness. We implore you that you should allow yourself to enter the state of joy on a most regular basis. For in a higher plane of happiness, you raise the vibration of the all. Not only is it good for you, but it is also good for everyone. For everyone needs you to employ your energy to the greater good. As you evolve and you start to represent a higher plane of existence, a higher vibration within the earth framework, you will be pulling other souls up with you. So never think you are unimportant. Never think that you have nothing to offer. Never underestimate your particular efforts for the greater good, for each and every one of you is extremely special. And when you are sad, it is not about you. It is about everyone too. That is one reason, another reason perhaps, that you should try to be as happy as possible by focusing in on that which you truly want and then taking steps to deliver it to thyself. The more you put the effort in to know what you really want, and then the steps in to bring it to yourself, the more the universe will work in harmony with you. Now, if you meditate too long, do not employ forces can help you. That is another. Being in a state of happiness is extremely important. To attain what you desire, you do need to take steps. You also need to focus on happiness. Any moment spent away from the joy frequency is a moment that is wasted. Namaste. Okay, well, that's nice advice. Okay, I'm looking for Roberta. I don't see her for some reason. I guess she's a big spender today, who just threw her money aside to the wind. But if she does show up, I will go to that. But now I'm going to go to Pam. Let's see if I can get Pam. There she is. Hi, sweetheart. How are you doing? Good. All right, sweetie. So she already told me, everybody, that she's got a loved one in the spirit realm. I believe it was a fiance of yours. Is that it, love? All right. Now, don't tell me anything else, honey. And she also told me what her concern is. Those things might have come through as evidence if you hadn't told me, but that's okay, love. We'll see what we do get. First, I need to go to make sure I have him. Okay? Him. And then I need to move into a personal message sequence. Okay, is the name Paul of significance to you, please? Pam, does the name Paul have any significance to you, please? Could be anybody. It could be a family member. It could be somebody on earth or in spirit. But anyway, that name pops in. I'll leave it alone for a moment. It could have significance in the future. So let's just put it on the side and hold it as value. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, so there is a male before me. He's more of a mid-range height and build, if you will. I don't know if this is who you want, love. We're just going to see who it is first, and then we'll, I can't. I need to work it this way, honey. It's like we're not going to turn anything away. We accept everything, and then we see where we go from there. So whoever it is, I see him as having a little bit of extra weight in the midsection. Whoever this is, he's got a feeling about him as a nice person, stable, easygoing temperament, but not very athletic. I also see the hair on the darker side, and I also see that he may have had a little thinning on the top, but not significant, if you will. I also get a feeling that he would have had some kind of cardiovascular issues that would have been perhaps part of the transition, but at the very least, I have to say, his cardiovascular issues. He also goes in to show me that his upper arms not developed that much as far as muscles, so maybe a little bit underutilizing his body from an athletic perspective. Would this have significance for you, for anyone you would know, please, outside of just what you're thinking of? Oh, all right. He loves you very much. Thanks you so much for asking him to come in. It seems like he has also offspring on Earth. In other words, he had a family besides you before you came into his life. And he says, you were the grace of my existence. You made everything right for me, as I did for you, I know. He says, of course, it is time to move on with your significant other. If you will, finding a new person to occupy that emptiness in your life. Now, ladies and gentlemen out there listening, she already did tell me that was a question, but now that he said that, we will go to more detail for verification. In other words, he's going to say something now, Pam, that gives you a further verification. In other words, something I don't know that you didn't say that will give us sort of like his we'll say good housekeeping seal of approval on this. Okay. In other words, I need additional evidence so you can trust the message. That's all. So we need you to give us something then more about this. You're trying to find happiness in the home right now without anyone around you, and you do a good job of that. You've filled your life with friends and loving relationships. And a lot of people do care about you. You're very popular. You have a lot of people in your life. He says, however, you don't have that significant other. I try to play a role in this as best I can. I am hearing you. I do know that you're thinking of this, and I am listening to you and trying to help you move forward on this, actually take action on this and bring that special man to you. So I am listening, and I do hear you, and I am trying to help you. Yeah, of course, my next is somebody else too, because I had such a connection. You wonder if there could be anyone really to fill the kind of space I left behind. And of course, the answer is yes. Hold on, honey. Pam, I just need to see something. There is somebody near you in the community that you have been thinking about, and you're wondering if he indeed has an interest in you in a romantic way or in any way remotely related to romantic, if you will. And the answer is yes. And he will, as soon as you sort of show him that you're slightly interested, that he would move a little closer towards becoming more social with you, one-on-one. Now, would you know anyone like that, please, Pam? I'm going to give you more details if you say yes, or if you say no, I'll go back. But if you say yes, I'm going to develop it a little bit more. Yeah, I know you're in a more remote location, because he's showing me that also. Feels like you don't have a lot of people. Wherever you live, seems like it's not that densely populated and more rural. Would you understand that? Okay. Well, whoever this, maybe you won't be moving, I don't know, but seeing that there is somebody that you regularly come into contact with. He's in a store, some kind of a store that you might go in to get either groceries or supplies out of. And that's somebody possibly that you could get involved with. Now let's go to the question of, you said you want to move back to Pennsylvania from where you are. Is that a good idea? I'm asking your loved one in spirit, is that a good idea or a bad, or I'm asking you guides, is that a good idea or a bad idea for Pam? It's a good idea. It would put you around people and give you more opportunity, and that it would, you know, place you in a more favorable way. However, you might want to just hang out a little bit longer, see what happens where you are. Okay, that's up to you. But we as your guides, we're talking to you guys, we as your guides that feel that you would have more opportunity on the mainland and that you would find it easier to relate to people because it's similar to your background and where you come from. And that would be it, my dear. So the answer is yes, he's talking to you about this. So that's sort of a confirmation because I believe you would agree that he has been sort of, you have been sort of asking him before you came to the show, right? And then the second part, right, in your dreams mostly, but see, you're not getting a real direct line. I think you've been seeing him show up in your dreams, but really not, you know, you haven't had a dream where he came in and said, sure, but Spirit is saying now, he's telling you, yes, it's fine. Go. It's the right thing to do. And there is another man coming into your life soon. He's giving me information, your loved one in spirit, that he would be more like, it feels like a doctor. Okay, whoever this person's coming in, it feels like a physician or somebody that works in healthcare, nutrition. He's very adept, very smart, very talented, and a lot like you. Oh, there you go. Maybe he just feels like he'd be like him, you say. Maybe he's just saying that. Let me ask him the question. Are you saying this because you were a doctor, love? Or are you saying this because you would find somebody like you that's a doctor? Okay, he's saying, well, you like doctors. You like doctors very much, but he would be coming into your sphere through what you do in your career. So whatever you're doing in your career allows you to meet people like that. And I get the word nutrition around you, or somehow you're involved with that, or you know something about nutrition, Pam. Yes? Or healthcare? Oh, okay, there you go. Okay. All right. So you're in healthcare, and that allows you to rub elbows with that type of person. So whoever it is, he's a physician of some sort or a doctor of some sort. So you can be a little broader that he might be in that field or not be an MD, maybe just somebody with a doctorate or somebody who's caring for others and makes him sort of like a physician. You could be a little broader with that, but you do meet a lot of people through your work and you like your work very, very much. So everything's going to go well for you, sweetheart. It's time to get out there and take some action now. Okay, sweetie? Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, let me see if I got my 702 area code in the queue. That would be, I bet you she forgot all about this. She made her donation yesterday. Oh, by the way, let me just see if there's any other donations while I'm at it. Since sometimes there are, and they slip on me. Yes, somebody waiting in the queue, and then hi, Lily. Oh, okay. Lucky me then. It didn't show yet on my email. Good. I'm glad that I got you first then. Okay, sweetheart. So now, without giving me a lot of words, okay, just give me a question. I can go right into it, and then all the details come through. So I don't want to be, what's the word for it? I don't want to be influenced. I like to get the information from spirit. Okay? Okay, so go ahead. Okay. Excuse me for coughing. All of a sudden, I have a little something in my throat. Hold on. I got a very strong yes on that. Let me go through with it. I will give you validation. And then, in other words, we're going to get more information. Hopefully, it's going to validate. And then you'll feel secure in the answer. Will her son stay with her till he's 18? Yes or no? Yes, of course he will. There's no one really looking after him as well as you can look after him. He does need your help. He's a little rascal at times, a little difficult to get along with, but you are doing your best to take care of him and control him. They use the word control him and get him on the best foot possible. So I don't know really. There's so many ways this answer can be interpreted because as I move forward, I start to get all these different perspectives. Give me a moment here, please, Lily. No one can really do what you're doing with him. You are needed. You're very needed. I don't feel any contest to take him away. If that's what you're worried about. Are you worried about somebody trying to take him away, honey? Okay, so now I have to ask you something. Why did you ask the question if you thought he already is going to move? Is there any chance he can't move? By the nature of the question, it suggested that. Okay. But he's like under 18, yeah. Okay, so he's 16 now? How old is he? 16, okay. Very bright kid. Very smart kid, likes adventure, wants to get along with everyone, like a gregarious type, wants to be liked by everyone. Very gregarious, outgoing personality, very smart, very easygoing personality as well. Like, in other words, people don't get to him. Will he go? Yes or no? He really wants to go, as you already mentioned. Will she win the contest? She's contesting it, yes or no. Let me get to the right question. Will she win the contest, yes or no? Hold on. Yeah, he needs to be with his mother right now, is what the answer I'm getting. He can't really be let go just yet. The father really doesn't have any power control over that. Your son won't be really having much influence over this. It's something about the way you treat him or the way he's getting on in the world due to your efforts that will be fairly looked upon, and that you're very sober. You're a very good influence on him. Whereas I have a funny feeling because the words, the way they're coming through the spirit, the father would not be able to say the same about himself, and that you're very safe for him. After he's 18, no one will have any control over this, of course, and then he will be allowed to go wherever he wants, as you know. But for now, it's like you're taking the best care possible of him than anyone else would, and you will be looked fairly upon for this. So the answer is yes, honey. And the evidence is, and I hope that you would agree, is that you're very stable, sober influence, whereas the contrasting parent would not be able to prove that about himself. Yes? Okay. No, no, don't give anything up. But yeah, yeah. No, that I'm really done with the. Go ahead, honey. Yeah. Well, the what I'm trying to say here, the message, when I work, I'm half getting a channeling stuff is going through me. So, but I'm going to now pull it together a little bit differently so that so that it comes back to earth a little bit. The message is that. Let me just finish what I can say, hon. Well, this anybody to know. I'm giving you which I'm asking you to validate. That spirit is saying you're very sober, you're very calm, you're very stable, and that you can prove that. And that is the deciding factor here, because you're good for your son. Nobody can take care of your son the way you do, and you can prove that. And they're using the words sober. Spirit is choosing those words, sober and stable. You can show easily that you provide for him a stable, steady home life. In contrast to where he wants to go, can't prove that. And so I don't know what your ex does or doesn't do with him, but I'm just letting you know that's what Spirit is saying to back up their claim that you will be able to win. You understand? Okay. And so that would be your validation, my dear. And I will give you a chance right now, if it's not too long, because I have a lot of people waiting, honey. If there's anything you want to follow up on that, is there anything else you want to ask? Oh, okay. Well, if he stays with you, I would assume so. So I don't really know why you're asking that question. Oh, okay, it's a new question. It's not related to the last one. Okay, let me just see, and then I'll move on. Hold on. Will he stay in, if she wins the thing and he stays here, will he go to a different school? Or will he be able to go to a different, yes, he will be able to go to the school if he's, okay, let me see. Yes, he will stay at the school he's at. He will have opportunity. And that's the main thing. That's probably another way that you can get to him is to show him that he can have some choices for education. But he can stay where he is. He can also go to a new one if he wanted to. And he's very bright. Hold on, let me just see if I can get a little more information on him. He's very bright, precocious, ahead of his class, really needs to be employed differently. In other words, he's a little underutilized intellectually, not stimulated properly in terms of really what he wants to do. I hear him almost saying to you, well, it's good, but I can, I'm like this and I'm like that, and I know this and I know that. And nobody's really relating to that in the school I'm in. And half of it seems a little bit like, creative on his part, like in other words he's making it up, but another part of it is showing that it's very, very true. So it is true, he's underemployed, and if he could just get into something that makes him feel like he's engaging himself more, it would also stimulate him more and give him more motivation to stay where he is. Yes, he has a lot of problems, Daddy does. Yeah. Well, okay, the thing is, yeah, oh, let me just see something here, honey. um you're not going to be able to convince your son that this is the best thing for him. But to be honest with you, from a spiritual, psychic perspective, to uproot him now, right in the middle of his formative years, when you're really working him well, you're really developing him the best that he can be developed. It would be very obstructive to his development. So the answer is, what I get is a yes on this, and that you're doing the right thing to hold him around you as long as you can. And he will. I think he will stay, and I think it will all work out, my dear. Okay? Thank you, love. God bless, honey. Bye-bye. All righty now. I'm going to go to Mandy, and let me just make sure I don't have the other donation waiting there. If somebody has made a donation, I will check the email again. Yeah, it takes a little while for me to see any donations for some reason. Or sometimes people don't press the last donate button because I don't see anything there. All right. By the way, that donation goes to a charity that I'm going to go to. Thank you much, and sweet. Absolute pleasure to work with you. What can we do for you tonight? And just give me the question, no background. Go ahead. Oh, a lot of sadness around that breakup. Give me the initials of the baby's father, please. Just the initials, love. CB. Okay, let me just go to that. Well, I feel CB's moved on. He ain't thinking about that anymore. Let me go a little deeper. Well, he could be convinced or something. In other words, he's not completely dead set against it. I get a neutral around him on this. Let me see something else. Does he want to come back to Mandy? Yes or no? CB. To be the father of the baby, and also to be with Mandy? Yes or no? Spirit, I'm going to be silent for a moment. He does want to come back, but he's not putting any effort into it. So it comes out to be like a neutral. I hear him saying, I want to come back, but I don't see him taking action. No wonder you're asking the question, because he's saying it, but he's not doing it. So let's see if he'll ever, let me see if he'll ever take action or what's holding him back. Hold on. Money is an issue for him. Doesn't have enough money really for one person, let alone a family. He feels insecure about his finances, very, very insecure about his finances. He feels he can't give you enough or he can't do enough. He doesn't have enough. And he also feels like the only way he can get enough is to be on his own for a while. He feels incompetent in the business world, or that he's just not able. Not that he isn't, but that he feels somehow he's not able to make the money he'd like to raise a family. Go ahead, honey. What we can say? Oh, yeah. Well, I feel so much sadness. Yeah, so much sadness around this for you in particular. But I wonder if there's some way to really convince him, because obviously you would be interested in that, to have a family unit, and you might even be interested in not, maybe you might be able to bring the money in. But let me just see there. Is there any way that she can convince him, or I'm going to go to something that you might find rather curious, Mandy. I'm going to go ask Spirit if you really want him back. I want to see if you really want him back, what they say, all right? Because there's a lot of problems here, all right? Mandy, does she really want him back? Yes or no? Well, you feel you're doing the right thing, but no. I want to say that you might be out of guilt. You think, oh, we got to have a family unit. But I also feel a lot of tepidness on your part. Not like, you are dying to have this, knight in shining armor come back, because he brings with him a lot of difficulties. So it's okay to move on to someone else, Spirit is saying. It's okay to take care of your needs and your son's needs. It's okay to do it in a loving way. And it's okay to not encourage CB one way or the other. And well, you can't just leave him hanging, but that's not even going to happen, I don't feel, unless you did a lot to compensate for his insecurity, which you can't do. So that leaves us with moving forward, right? So let's look at that. I don't feel that you're going to have a lot of difficulty moving forward. I feel that it will be easy for you to move forward. I feel almost that you'd be relieved to think it's not your responsibility to pull the weight of the family on your shoulders alone. And that, CB can't do it, so why should you have to carry all that on your shoulders? So I feel relief in you as you move forward. Now let's project into the future. Will she be able to meet somebody where she lives, in her vicinity? Yes or no? Yes, you'll be able to meet many people where you live. And you are pretty easy. You'll be easy to find somebody that you like. It will not take you that long. 4 months at the minimum. You're an easy person to get along with, and you seem to attract, yes, and you attract a lot of eligible candidates who will be very, very good in your family. That's a very encouraging. And most of there seems to be a lot, will make CB sort of pale in comparison. So the ultimate here is let the past go and move forward towards the future. There's a very good future ahead of you, and many opportunities, and one in particular will rise to the top. And I see him coming in, let me see, April time frame, and then he would like you very much. He's a mid-level manager type. He works hard for a living. He's very smart, good-looking, average build kind of guy, easygoing, mild-mannered. Not anything hard to take in any way, but a very good family man, a nice companion. So that's where Spirit is taking us. You have free will, obviously, and you don't take the messages as you have to do that. You take the messages as suggestions to ruminate over, and ultimately you're in the driver's seat. But that's what they're saying, help you clarify things. Okay, my dear? Thank you, love. God bless. Bye-bye, honey. Thanks. Good night. I could hear a little baby in the background. You all hear that little baby gurgling and googling? How cute. Let's see if I've got anybody else in the queue that I've already opened up. Nope, haven't. I don't see 702 area codes. So I guess she must have plumb forgot. That's Roberta. She was supposed to be on the show. Not a problem. Okay, I'm going to go to area code 484. Hello, 484. What's your name? Hi, honey. Oh, you must have had to recall in. I guess that's what happened. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey, that you had to go through that, but you managed to get up enough in the queue. So, okay, honey, give me your question, love. Okay, let's go to the question. Desiree, home move. Yes or no, please? Spirit. Yes, it looks quite likely. Hold on. She likes you. You do get along pretty well. I feel there's a little bit of problem there with finance. That's the issue. She can't get she can't get the money together. And you're being nice, Tonetta, but I don't know if you can be that nice. And I don't feel that she wants to take advantage of you. I also feel that she's very what's the word for it? Unfocused. It's hard for her to focus to do what she needs to do to get the money together. I feel that on one end, you'd want her there because she helps you with your own bills, of course, and you like her too. But I also feel that she may not be able to pull through on a regular basis with the additional income to the household for you. So I might want to let that go if I were you. So there's a yes, if she wants to move in. There's an impossibleness to her nature to make it happen. Yeah. So I have to give you all of that. It's not a real if you were to let her move in without the money, you might have a problem there, you know. You know. Asking you to move in? Oh, okay. I assume that you had already discussed this. Oh, all right. Let me see. Desiree. Well, okay, from everything that was just said, it's advised that you don't make this happen, that you would never have the right amount of money. So the second question doesn't make sense to me. Can you tell me why you're asking that question? It might help me a little bit get the right answer. I don't usually ask for clarification, but I think I need it right now. All right. Okay, so the first part of the question is she likes you, and she doesn't have enough money, and that's not going to change. So if she showed up on your doorstep, I guess you're just wanting to know if she's going to do now. Yeah, yeah. I see. Would she show up? Yeah, she could. She doesn't mean to be a burden, of course. You know that. And you do, she's not trying to be a burden, but she doesn't have any way to earn really good, decent money consistently right now. But I do get a yes that she might have some problems that would force her to do that. So you should be prepared with how you're going to handle it. Maybe have a plan to get her back on her feet if you decide to let her come live with you. But it's a difficult situation for you to be in, because on one hand, you don't want to turn somebody away who needs you, but on the other hand, you also need to have sustenance and complement to your own household financially. So it's a complex issue. But I feel that she will be probably in a situation where she's going to be panicked and she'll need a place to stay. She hadn't done any planning, and then suddenly there she is. Yeah, well, I don't want to get, oh, geez, that's really a rough one. Yeah, I do get around 2 weeks before Christmas, which is about 2 weeks away. So that's going to be difficult. But you have to be prepared, because she's not able to earn her own money, or she has a problem with that. And you need to, if you're going to have somebody in your house, I mean, you have a good heart, but got to have boundaries. So I will leave you with that, Tonetta, to ruminate over. Okay, sweetheart? All right, love. Thank you so much, honey. Bye bye. Okay, I'm now going to 352 area code. 352. Hey, area code 352. What's your name? Hi, Cindy. Sure, of course, love. What can spirit do for you this evening, if anything? All right. I feel that there is a mother for you in spirit on the other side, or a mother figure. I'm not sure if that's the one you're thinking of, but I'm just going to go. I have to go where they take me, see. So let me see where that develops, okay? She's an older woman. She's got rather thin legs. She's wearing a loose house dress that goes to the middle of her calves. She has a cute face. She's got white skin. She's very narrow, looks thin in her face, high cheekbones. The nose is a little bit more on a bigger size and a little bit more hooked over. And she's got white hair, skin's white hair. She has a strong chin, and she's got a narrower kind of jawline. So this could be a grandmother to you, love. Okay, she looks older. I don't know when your mother passed, or grandma passed, or aunt passed, something like that. Would you understand that from the broad stroke? I can give you more information. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, she's a very thin woman. Okay, this woman in spirit. She does have a bulkiness in her torso, particularly in the abdominal area and the hip area. Whoever this is, I'm telling you all this for a reason, because eventually it will go back to Maggie. Okay, and she's showing me that she might have something wrong with her intestines or her female organs. This woman, I'm thinking that that might relate back to Maggie. Would you know what's wrong with Maggie, please? Don't tell me what it is. Just yes or no, please. Okay. Does it have anything to do with her abdominal area, please? Just yes or no, love. Okay, that's why she's showing me on mother's showing me on her body as abdomen, because she was relating back to Maggie, because I believe her own mother died more of heart ailment or cardiovascular. Now you probably don't know how her mother passed either, but would you know the features on? I'm sure you know what Maggie looks like. I actually see Maggie now. Maggie has a more developed nose. Mothers that jawline waist wide. So I see her mother in terms of the nose. Would she have a stronger nose, please, Maggie? Okay. And then the jawline's a little square. It's not real narrow, the whole face. Yes? All right. I can't, okay, mom's gonna give me one or two more things. Mom's face is carrying, even though it was very white before, it's carrying a lot of ruddiness towards the middle. Let me just see if she's relating to Maggie with that. Does Maggie have any kind of rash on her skin, on her face, please? Okay, on her, okay. All right, so let me, I just want to see if I can get one, those are two things. There's three things actually, the nose, the stomach area, and the rash. Somewhat, now the rash you can't really, this is a little difficult situation because you don't know, you don't have all the information. Let me see if mom wants to show me anything else. Maggie misses her very much, and has always tried to reach out to her mother in the spirit realm. You wouldn't know anything about, you know that? Okay. All right, because that's what you done. All right, and she has had some very good talks. But actually, Maggie's mother has had some very good conversations with Maggie on Earth prior to this through another medium or another way to do that, and that Maggie has had full, a full connection with mom before. So that's your validation. Now we're going to go to. I need to do that before I can get your answer. In other words, I need to make sure we have Maggie the best we can. We need to get some evidence. So now the question is what to be done with Maggie. Is that what you're asking, honey? Or you want to know what her mother has to say about that, or what I need to go in some direction here? Okay, so basically you're not sure what to ask mom. We've got a lot of things here, but let's just see what mom says because there's a gamut of things here that you're talking about. Okay, so mom, what do you don't know what to do about this, really? You just don't know. Yeah. Okay, mom, do you have any comments about your beautiful daughter who's in withdrawing and not feeling well? She's very ill. Is there anything that can be done? Because Cindy is concerned as a friend. If there's anything that can be done, Cindy wants to know what it is from your perspective. So hold on, Cindy. Let's see what mom says. Mom loves you very much for asking. She says, I wish I could help my beautiful Maggie, but she's really beyond my ability to help her now. She needs to do what is right for her soul and her transition if that's what she wants to do. I'm not saying that she would be transitioning now. I'm just saying that there's an element in her that thinks of that, thinks that there's a place that would be better for her than on the earth plane. She thinks about that a lot these days. She's very mellow or sad. She doesn't really know what she wants. Now, me as her mother, I'm trying to tell her from spirit realm to let go of the things that are bothering her and that there are ways to regain health. I want you to know, Cindy, I get a feeling that Maggie might have a wish to not be on earth anymore. That's the feeling I'm getting from her mother. Would you know anything about that, love? Yeah. Well, yeah, I know, but when you, yeah. Well, okay, there's, yeah. Well, in resolution, okay, there are times when we have to come to a acceptance. Okay. Acceptance that she has will, Maggie is, I'm not going to just let this go by saying we have to accept it, but we have, you're her your adopted mother, whatever you want to call it yourself. And even with my own mother, she was in hospice 6 months, and I still was asking Spirit, is there anything left that can be done? And Spirit for her, she had lung cancer. She was, so Spirit came in, and this was her master guide came in, who I didn't even know was her master guide. His name is Serapis Bey, and Serapis Bey said to me, we mean this with the utmost love and respect, but your mother only has a few days left on earth. And sure enough, my mother did transition 3 days later. So not to be negative, but I think we all have a tendency. I'm coming to you to soothe you now, because there's times when we have to let go, and we have to allow God to do the thing that God needs to do. We have to accept will from other places. And you being in the position you're in, you want to help as much as possible. The mother is saying there's not much, there's acceptance needed here. But I'm also going to go a little broader, honey, to guides and see what they say. But mom's not offering much helpful advice other than to be in acceptance. Is there anything, Spirit, that we can do for Maggie, that Cindy can do for Maggie that has not been explored yet? Please, if there is, let us know. Hold on one second. And I'm going to go to, by the way, Texas Pearl. If you're still there, I'll try to help you. And 619, I'll try to help you before the end of tonight. Hold on one second. Cindy? She doesn't really want to listen to anyone. She's only doing everything on her own according to her own will. There could be therapeutic grade help for her. There could be things that could be done for her. However, she's not putting in the effort on her end. So from this point, we need to respect her will and allow her to do what she needs to do for herself. You, as her adopted mother, as you're calling yourself, you're not really her adopted mother, but you have a motherly role towards them. Okay. Well, the message, and now I lost the message because you interrupted me. I think they were saying something about she doesn't want to fight for her life. And unless she decides that, you need to be in respect of her decisions and the way she's conducting herself. She could be helped now. She actually could be helped by certain nutritional and drug therapy that you have heard about that could be given to her. It's a complete, like a Cancer Centers of America or something, when they give holistic with a traditional. They through a therapeutic program that is a circular, in other words, holistic, incorporates many different modalities. She would be able to overcome this thing. The best that we can do right now, Spirit and you and me, is to send her some healing energy and light and give her a sense of, there's a word they're using, forgiveness, and allow her, give her a sort of a subliminal message and a healing to take action. So what we're going to do now is we're all, you, Cindy, me, and her guides. We're going to focus in on her. We're going to visualize her cradled in her bed, and we're going to send her down beams of beautiful white healing light, particularly aimed towards the head. Okay, so let's just imagine we're sending a white light into her head. And we're going to send the white light through her body like as if it's a beam, like a laser beam, all through her body. When we get down to the stomach area, we're going to send in a lot of healing. There's blackness in there, a lot of white lights. And down through the groin and the legs and down through the feet. And now the next thing we're going to do is send her pink light to her head, pink light, and we're going to send her a message there. The message, Maggie, is this way you have the opportunity to heal you. Not one, always let go of some of the guilt you have about betraying others about your health. You have done nothing wrong. It's time now to take control and to move forward in the healing process. Without your help, no one else can help you. And we on earth are waiting for you to take control of the situation. You can be healed, and we want you to be healed. Namaste, namaste, namaste. I'm just going to put some more white light over her, some more pink light. I'm going to do some green light. So hopefully the message will come to her. I'm going to teach you right now very quickly. What you can do in a meditative state is imagine that she's in front of you, and you can send your loving suggestions to her of taking action. Taking action. And that's called subliminal communication, or it's called telepathy or remote influence, whatever you want to call it. But you can connect with her on a subconscious level through love and through a meditative state, and send her these messages. There's something about forgiveness. She feels like she betrayed people or she did something wrong. Maybe it's the guilt about being sick that you said to me before, but I feel a lot of idea about her, like I didn't do the right thing. I didn't tell anybody I was sick. I didn't represent myself right, and blah, 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 blah. So she needs to get a lot of that message from you. Cindy, I hope that this was helpful to you, my dear. Yeah. Well, okay, well, send her the subliminal. Yeah, and I get the message it's not too late, that she can be cured from spirit, which is, I wouldn't be getting that message unless it was the case, because you heard what I said about my mother. And so send her the subliminal messages. Yeah, send her the subliminal messages, Cindy. I have to get going because I have two other people I still want to do a message for. Thank you, love. God bless. Bye-bye, honey. Thank, thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to I'm going to go to Texas Pearl. Is she still there? Yeah. Take question. When will my husband be reemployed? And then I will go to 619 as well, if you don't mind waiting a moment. It's going to be a real high level answer, Texas Pearl. I'll try to get you the best I can, love. Hold on. First of all, I want to ask, will he be? And that'll get me the answer. I get the feeling he doesn't really, he's like very insecure about being reemployed. And I don't feel he's putting in a concerted effort. I need to say that right off the bat, Texas Pearl. I have no way of knowing what you can say to that because I don't have you on a phone line, but let me just see if I can get you a win. If he's not put, he feels very downtrodden, like as if he's not employable. He feels that way. He's got a very negative attitude about all of this. If he could improve his attitude, he could be employed fairly quickly. Actually, by the third week of December, which is kind of interesting because who's employing anybody around the holidays? But if he doesn't improve his attitude, it might take a bit longer. And also, he needs to be willing to take on any job at that time around Christmas. Something that might even have to do with the holidays, maybe selling Christmas trees or something like that. But after the holidays, he will have more opportunity to get reemployment in the area that he wants to work in, and he would be able to find employment fairly quickly through the month of January. And by then, I also see his mood clearing up, which has got to be corrected. Maybe you can give him a little bit of motivation about that, sweetheart. Okay? Now I'm going to go to 619, and hopefully we can get a quick answer for you, love. 619, you have a name. Hi, honey. What's your name, darling? Andrea. Hi, honey. So go ahead, honey, and give me your question. Hopefully it's going to be fast because the show's really Your next one is coming in, and he's going to be coming in somewhere like anywhere from March through May next year. And the problem with you is you get discouraged. You think, if it didn't happen yesterday, it's not the way it works. In other words, just because it's going to take a few months doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So there's also telling me that you might have some employment thing going on that you might want to. Are you employed now, honey? What's going on with your job? Changing jobs or wanting to? You have a good job, you're happy with your work? Okay, well, they're saying you might have a switcheroonie there at the beginning of the year. There might be something changing in your work a little bit. Not to worry, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. And then after that, you'll be finding him. So you'll be busy, you'll have things going on. There'll be other people that you'll be meeting, but the one that would be very important to you is going to happen in the March to May time frame, that you would like him very much and that it would have a firm commitment with it and a future for you with looks like a family could come from that. So not to worry and don't get discouraged, and be that beautiful, vivacious, happy lady that you are always. Never get discouraged, my beauty. Everything is going to be just fine. Okay, my love? Thank you, Andrea. Bye-bye, honey. Bye-bye, love. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you would like to have a discounted session with me, just go to booklaura.com, and if you place in the event code field radio show, you will obtain a third more time for free. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.